Today guys, we are talking about my ultimate favorite fragrance, which is a little controversial because it's or you love it or you hate it. We talk about the iconic number 5. Before you buy your number 5 or if you want to purchase a number 5, I will talk about all the versions of the fragrance, the main difference, where and when it can suit you. But before you say, I hate this fragrance, I can tell you that one of them, I'm sure you're gonna love it, even if you don't like the vintage number 5, okay? Let's go. I'm not gonna do like a massive intro on the brand because I did Chanel special history video, so you have many of that, but in a few words, this is such an iconic brand, especially in my country, because in France, it's part of a culture as well. Gabrielle Chanel, from her real name, she was just nicknamed Coco because of a song she used to sing. Her story isn't all pink and fluffy like you would hear if someone from Chanel would tell you. And I know what I'm talking about because I worked for the brand for 5 years. I was a corporate product from Chanel, so but not anymore. So I'm not obliged to say only good things to Chanel now, which is amazing. There's some stuff that are a little bit controversial, certainly yes. Which I'm not going to talk about today, but for example, like just the character Coco Chanel. When I was a kid, I was reading a lot about her. She was a little bit of an inspiration for me because I wanted to be independent. I wanted to be successful in my business. I was very ambitious. So she was an inspiration because she started from nothing and then she was creating hats and then it started very slow and then the perfume and then everything. Personally, what I really like about Chanel fragrances is that they are timeless, all of them. It's not, for example, the most concentrated, etc., but it's very classic and it will suit any occasion, which is personally something that I like if I want to smell very elegant, especially for daytime. One of the key things with Chanel and that's why like I will stop anyone that would say that number 5 is, because I heard that before and I was shocked because I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. You can dislike it, but please do not, because then everything that you have in your collection is just to let you know if you say that. Sorry to be, Chanel is one of the brands, and this is not just me that said it, like famous perfumer also said the same. Chanel is one of the brands that use the best raw material for their fragrances. For example, Haitian vetiver, New Caledonian sandalwood, with an ethical business, because for example, when they pick like the trees, the sandalwood, they replace it all the time. You can't say the same with every brand, so they're doing good things. Okay, but anyway, today we're talking about the iconic number 5, which was her first fragrance. So let's start by the parfum. So the number 5, I'm talking about the pure parfum. So this is the bottle that basically is a dab on. It's not a spray. You would just dab little drop like this. It's basically a very luxurious way and very old-fashioned way also to fragrance yourself. In Chanel, we used to say that this is the best gift you could offer to someone that you love, really, because it's like, it's such a jewel. Everything is a jewel in that bottle. It's so beautiful. This one was launched in 1921. Just a little reminder, if you're not too sure why it's called number 5, is because the perfumer was Ernest Beau. He gave some extract to Mademoiselle to choose her first fragrance from, and she chose the number 5 extract, also because a number 5 was a lucky number and she was quite superstitious. 1 year after, she chose from the same batch the number 22 extract that is still now a fragrance that you can smell nowadays, which I love as well. It's another version of number 5, but anyway, we're not talking about this one. Number 5 is a floral aldehydic. So straight away, I think I need to explain, because a lot of people, and fair enough, because like everyone talk about aldehydes, but what is it? How does it smell like? It's a synthetic molecule, but just to let you know, you can find aldehydes in many fruits and stuff like that. So initially, it's a natural compound. When you put aldehydes in a fragrance, you spray and you will see that it's a bit floating on top of your skin. It makes everything going, it lifts the fragrance up, and it's very usually fizzy, bubbly. You recognize it also because it's a smart balance between some lemon and some strawberry notes. It's often also compared to champagne. Number 5 parfum, it's a full-on aldehyde. In 1920s, it was really the ingredient that you need to have an amazing fragrance. For example, Joy from Jean Patou, iconic as well. These were like full of aldehydes and they loved it at the time. It's a bit old-fashioned and dated because aldehydes is not the ingredient super on trend at the moment. I still love my aldehydes personally, but anyway. Because of law regulation, since 1921 we had many different laws, especially for protection of animals and stuff like that, because the original one is civet. The formulation slightly changed. This one is really focused on the flower composition. The composition of the parfum will be the inspiration for all the rest of the version I'm going to talk about today. Ylang-ylang, jasmine, rose and neroli. This is really the core of number 5 in all the versions. They added orris roots. So orris is the root of the iris flower. So they crush it, they make it dry and then they crush it, and that's why it smells very powdery. The parfum is actually super concentrated. It's like an oil, that's why you just dab it, but you really smell the core of the flowers, like beautiful neroli flowers. And you have jasmine extract from Grasse. Grasse is in the south of France. It's a city that is the cradle of perfumery. They have amazing quality of ingredient. They're also super expensive. And jasmine from Grasse is really an ingredient that is extremely expensive, extremely hard to source. And I smell the difference between normal jasmine. It's much more earthy, it's not as sweet, it's got many facets, it's incredible. I do have an extra of it here, but really you can really smell the difference anyway. The only fragrance in Chanel now that has the extract of jasmine from Grasse. The juice overall is super qualitative and it's really like a reminder a bit of the past. An ultra intense bouquet of flower, slightly powdery. It's very beautiful. 1924, so just 3 years after, we had the launch of the Eau de Toilette by Ernest Beau, again, same perfumer. Just to let you know, like the whole fragrances in Chanel, they only have 4 perfumers in their history. Ernest Beau, Henry Roberts, Jacques Polch, Olivier Polch. He makes kind of like a cohesion in the fragrance. The Eau de Toilette is really similar, really similar in composition. You have exactly the same, the bouquet of flower, blah, 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 blah. Very aldehydic, very fizzy. It's much more fresher, it's lighter, it's more uplifting, so definitely something that you can wear every day. The main difference here is that they heighten the note of sandalwood. So it feels more sharp, dry, woody, but at the same time uplifting. It's a very uplifting woody note. Very underrated. It smells very vintage, don't get me wrong, but it's so beautiful and it lasts forever. Please do not be scared about the appellation Eau de Toilette, because sometimes it's just, we call Eau de Toilette just to change a few ingredients, but the longevity in this Eau de Toilette is incredible. 1996, Jacques Polch created the Eau de Parfum. So bear in mind, when you smell that fragrance, this fragrance was launched in the 80s. So people like padded shoulder, extravagant looks, you know, it was crazy. So the fragrance is a bit following that aspect. It's heavy on aldehydes, heavy on all the ingredients I told you about before. In this one, they heightened a bit more woody note and also mainly the vanilla. But it is not your modern vanilla, which is super sweet, not at all. It's like an intense, warm, slightly woody vanilla, dark, that is inside. So personally, that's my favorite version, actually. Always in my handbag. I actually purchased this one only in smaller size because I know I can put it easily in my handbag. I don't know, like for me it's ultimate classic, it's very elegant, it's very chic. You know, I love to wear that with some relaxed outfit. If you want to wear them and do not feel outdated, the best thing is to contrast them. If you wear like a super aldehydic fragrance with a tweed jacket and a long pencil skirt, maybe it's going to be a bit outdated. It's quite funny because after working many years, people still think this is the classic one. Like how many times I would say 90% of the people that come to Chanel be like, hello, I would like the classic number 5. I knew I had to go to the Eau de Parfum, but it's definitely not the classic, actually. It's a flanker. It's a flanker that was launched after. I have one that was launched very long time after. Same perfumer. This Jacques decided to do a new version of number 5, but more modern. And when I tell you that it was done in, the first version was done in 2008, It is very modern. I highly advise you to try this one, even if you initially didn't like No. 5. It's a great scent. In 2008, the Eau Première that was launched in a bottle like this, which is gone now. So how cute is that? Tiny little bottle. Oh, yep. So cute. Then in 2015, they released the bottle in a classic shape. It's just written Eau Première. Same composition. You have aldehydes, but less. And it makes a real difference. What they heighten is the ylang-ylang flower. The ylang-ylang is a yellow flower and it basically feels more solar. So compared to the rest, it feels more modern because it's much more solar, but it's encapsulated in something very powdery. So it's actually a powdery, softer and solar version of No. 5. It's super nicely done, sophisticated, but in a very relaxed way. At the beginning, you're gonna smell the burst of aldehydes, but let it dry, even just 1 or 2 minutes, and you can see how solar, rich, warm, and powdery it is at the same time. It's beautiful. By the way, if you're a lover of the body range of No. 5, that's what inspired me to do this video today, because my best friend gave to me like a No. 5 body cream. I love any product that they did in the bath range for No. 5. Actually, Eau Première really smelled like the body cream. In 2015, his son, the son of Jacques Polch, created another flanker, another version, which is No. 5 L'Eau. Yeah, so I have the red bottle, but this was a limited edition for Christmas a few years ago. Normally, the bottle is translucent. You can smell that No. 5 vibe, okay? But the notes are completely different. Because I checked, you know, the Fragrantica ingredient list. This is not it. The main ingredient in this range is the bergamot, the lemon. So it's full of citrus at the beginning. You have a bit of aldehydes, but it's quite discreet on this one. And really, it's flowers. The bouquet of flowers is still here, jasmine, rose, ylang-ylang, but it's more a bit tamed. And you have a lot of cedar. And cedar is a woody note that has a lemony undertone. So it reinforced that lemony vibe. So it's really like a woody citrus, actually, just with a heart of flowers. Very vibrant, very uplifting for every day. And it feels really modern compared to the rest. Because I was shocked. I was looking at the composition in where is it? In Fragrantica, and I'm like, but why is it exactly the same as the Eau de Toilette or the Eau Première? It's not like that. No. You have much more cedar, much more lemon. Voila, it's very uplifting still. If you're not a lover of No. 5, you never liked it, this can maybe change your mind. A lot of people really didn't like No. 5, and after trying that on their skin, got themselves a No. 5 L'Eau. It's actually so different, and people that are buying No. 5 L'Eau are sometimes hate the classic No. 5, hate so much that Chanel decided to do the bath range only for No. 5 L'Eau. Like they did a hand cream just for No. 5 L'Eau. They did like a shower gel, lotion, body cream just for No. 5 L'Eau, which is something that is very unique because in all the range of Chanel, for example, like let's take the Coco Mademoiselle range. There's the Intense, there's the bedtime one, there's the Eau de Toilette, there's the Eau de Parfum, but all the same have the same scent in the bath range. But No. 5 L'Eau has its own bath range because it's actually really different. For me, it's actually really easy to do this video, to be honest, because I used to talk about it every day. When you wear them every day, when you talk about them every day, when you do masterclass about them, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, at some point you saturate. I never saturated about No. 5, especially. To have such a quality of ingredient, I think it's amazing. And I think you can smell the difference. Well, I can smell it. Guys, on this, I wish you a lovely, lovely day. I want to give a huge thank you again for the people that supported me, especially on my long format video, because it's a video, the long format is actually really something I enjoy doing. It's not as viewed as my quick video like this. but I don't care. I really like doing it, and I can see that you know, my loyal supporters are here, so I want to give you a special thank you. You can't imagine how thankful I am. It might seem small for you, but for me it's huge. I wish you a very lovely day, and I will see you soon. Bye now.
Je t'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.